Yeah, kid. 1 second. What it do, people? You know what it is, and you know what it sounds like. NBA, picking with Pop. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, great fire.
When the winner checking, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one populism. Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the back line in the air, throwing signals. When the winner checking, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one populism. Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the back lines in the air, throwing signals.
1,000 on the table, 100,000 in the bank account. I'm trying to get rich. Who else in the building? Trying to break the house. What it do, people? Welcome back to another edition of NBA Picking with Pop. I am your host, Popovich. Yeah, kid. That feeling. Happy Friday. Know what I mean? Friday, best day, blessed day. Um, Black Friday for some of y'all out there spending your hard-earned money. We won't get into that now because it's the NBA video. But later on, after I get off work, God willing, we will come back for our Friday night show. So be sure to tune into that. With that being said, it's 11 games on the slate. Nice NBA card today. But y'all know how we do. Let's get a quick recap. Last we left off, there was 9 games on the slate. And we went 5-4, so we had a winning day. We had Boston, we had Minnesota as a lock, we had Indiana as a lock, we had Memphis Grizzlies as a lock, and we had Golden State and Charlotte as a lock. Those is the only 2 losses. We had Sacramento win a night game, and that's about it. And we had Miami to cover Milwaukee. Overall record, we are now 143 and 128. Far as the play of the day, which I'm trying to do better, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. Hitting the play of the day is not easy as you think it is. I had a winning record last year, but keeping it all transparent and keeping it in a buck, because I don't gain nothing by lying to you or capping. We only was like 4 or 5 games above 500 with the play of the day. As far as the locks, we was, and the locks is my thing. Just side note, the play of the day, that's JaY Briggs thing. That's who I tag in the video on YouTube. Every day. This gonna be the last year I'm doing it. That's my little man's in them, you know what I mean? Even though he don't know me, I don't know him. But he a little bro because I'm older than him. And I fucks with him because he's the reason why I started doing NBA picking with Pop. But the locks is my thing. That's why you hear me like not from Yonkers, woo woo woo, ah. And as far as the locks, my record is so far this season 63, 56, and a push. But just overall, the last couple of days we having winning records. Last time we was on here 4-5. Day before that 2-1. Day before that 7-3. Day before that 5-3. Day before that 5-2. Day before that 6-3. Yeah, we've been winning. Just ain't been hitting the play of the day like that. Day before that 3-1. Day before that 4-4. Not a loss, it's a push. Day before that 5-1. Day before that 4-4. Not a loss, it's a push. And the last losing day that we had, we went 3-4, and that was on November 16th. So let's just be clear. We've been having winning days every day, all push twice. We just ain't been knocking the play of the day down every day. But with that said, I'm definitely going to try my best to do better with that. All right, first game up. We got the Atlanta Hawks at home facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland giving 6.5. And I like Atlanta. I like Atlanta. One, they just had a terrible loss to the Washington Wizards. We had the Wizards in that game. Yeah, kid, that feeling wasn't. I knew they wasn't going to cover no 10.5. But now you at home, you getting 6.5. This is a cup day, guys. Friday is a cup day. I think Wednesday that just passed was a cup day. So these games matter, kind of, sort of, right? Depending on what team is, got to get in, the point differential and all that type of shit. It's also a revenge game, if you will. Atlanta, they just lost to Washington. Now they're back home and they're playing a team that beat them. They beat them early in the season. I think the first week of the season. Where's Atlanta? They beat them right here. They beat them 117-109 at Cleveland. I think Atlanta returns the favor. If not, I think they definitely cover. The public is on Cleveland, so I like Atlanta. Next game up, we got the Detroit Pistons at home going against the Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic is road underdogs, getting 3.5. Pistons coming off that loss to the Celtics. We had the Celtics. We knew the Celtics was gonna win. 12-game win streak. Detroit was due for a loss. They are who we think they are, if you ask me. Gray, what up? Happy Friday, happy Black Friday, and all that bubblegum shit. If you ask me, Detroit is who we think they are. I'm not going to let them off the hook. You win 12 games in the NBA straight, I mean, you're a good team. I don't want to hear about they played the Wizards 3 times, they played the Bulls, they played whoever. They may play some bottom-feeder teams, but you still got to win. Because we know a lot of teams show up and they don't, they show up against bad teams and they don't win. They have a day off. They take a night off. You know what I mean? Girl getting on their nerves. Instagram models flooding their DMs. They don't come out and they perform the way they're supposed to, and they lose. So we got to give Detroit Pistons credit. Orlando also playing well. Record-wise, Detroit is 15-3. Orlando is 11-8. Orlando coming off beating Philly. It's going to be their third game in a row. On the road, 1, 2, 3, 4 games in the last 7 days. Meanwhile, Detroit, 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing. Detroit play tomorrow, though, and the Magic don't. But I still think because it's the Cup game, who Detroit play tomorrow? They play the Heat, at the Heat. I like the Pistons. I like the Pistons. They beat them already, so this is a revenge game for Orlando. However, it's on the road. I think after they lost, and they had a chance to tie the game up. I think Cunningham got fouled shooting a 3, or when they do that shit and they call a foul. He just didn't make the free throws to tie the game up. But I think that's a good spot for them to lose, come back and take care of an opponent who they beat already. Plus they missing their best player. So I'm rolling with Detroit. Next game up, we got Indiana Pacers at home playing the Washington Wizards. Wizards coming off that victory over Atlanta, and the Wizards is getting 6.5. Some of y'all might see 7.5, but I got it here on CBS at 6.5. I like the Pacers. I like the Indiana Pacers to Hulk smash. Honestly, I know the last game they played Toronto, we had Indiana in that game as a lock. I think they're the better team. Did they play this year already? They didn't play them. I think they're the better team. They at home. Some of their pieces are coming back, still injured, but when you got an extended players out and they start to come back, they're not going to probably just win right away because, when you start the season off with injuries, etc., that's your training camp time. That's your time to gel. So when you go out, then you got to come back. Now you have to get reacclimated back to the team. And Indiana is a deep team. But I think they win today. I think they take Washington Wizards, put them over their lap, and put belt to ass. That's what I think that they do. Next game up, we got Philly out on the road at Brooklyn Zoo. Brooklyn getting 7 from Philly, and I think that's the right play. They already beat Brooklyn once this year. Let's check the score real quick. When did they beat them? They beat them on November 2nd, Sunday, 129-105 at Brooklyn. Philly, on the other hand, is coming off 2 losses to the Florida teams, Miami and the Magic. They lost to the Magic. They got flooded by the Magic. 144-103. We had the Magic in that game. 127-117 at Miami. No, actually, both of those games was home. Now they on the road. Pardon me. Both of those games was at home at Philly. Now they on the road to play. To me, one of the worst teams in the NBA. Washington is 1-2. The Nets is 1. Utah on the road. Charlotte. A couple other teams. The Pelicans when Zion ain't playing. It's a few teams. But I think Philly wins today. I think they cover. I'm not rushing to the window on this game, though, but I do think they win. Next up is my favorite team that I root for, but hardly better when I do. I fucking lose against them. Is the New York Knicks at home facing the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks getting 8.5 from the New York Knicks, and I believe Giannis is still going to be out. If you think he's going to play, then jump on the 8.5. If you think he's going to make a difference after missing a lot of them games with my neck, my back, my hamstring, my pinky toe. You know how these, I didn't want to put that on Giannis because he is a champion. Your wrist bling bling, his shit bling blow. And he definitely, the games matter to him. I can't really say that about him. But a lot of injury with my back and, after a while, it catches up to you, I guess, early in the season. I think the Knicks win. I think the Knicks cover at home. They are a different animal. I know JaY, he try to hedge his bets, and I'm taking shots. Like if Giannis play, I'm going with Giannis. Well, he might play, and if the spread is going to come down. So the spread not going to be 8.5 if Giannis play. It'll probably be like 5.5, 5, maybe somewhere around 6. But I like the Knicks, whether he play or he don't play. Should have took the Knicks the last game they played against Charlotte. But, when I did the homework and all that, Charlotte, they points was higher than the Knicks, so we was on Charlotte when that was a bad play. Anyway, next game, speaking of Charlotte, we got the Chicago Bulls out on the road at Charlotte. Chicago was given 2. And, no, actually, Chicago was given 3.5. I like Charlotte at home. This ain't no need to jump off them now. I don't think Chicago is better than the Knicks, even though they did beat the Knicks twice. So they may be looking like, nigga, please, we beat your mob twice, nigga. So we are better than them. But, I mean, talent-wise, etc., I don't think they're better. Meanwhile, on the other hand, the last game that Charlotte won was at home against the Bucks, beat them 111-100. Then they lost to the Bucks at the Bucks, lost to Thunder, lost to the Raptors, lost to the Pacers, lost to the Clippers, lost to the Hawks, lost to the Knicks, and now back at home playing against Chicago Bulls. Did they play the Bulls yet this year? They did not. Let me just check this real quick. We ain't in a rush, even though I do got to go to work in a minute. Last 5 matchups, Chicago Bulls versus Charlotte Hornets. Let's check this out real quick. Look like Chicago got the series, last 10 games. Yeah, it's 5-3 Bulls. I like Hornets. Eventually they got to win. Same thing with the Pistons. You're not going to win every game. You're not going to lose every game. So if you want an extended losing streak, I don't care if you're playing the best team in the world, you're probably going to win. And you could be the best team in the world playing the worst team in the world, and you want an extended win streak. Eventually you're probably going to lose. So we like Charlotte in that game. Next game up, we got the Denver Nuggets at home facing the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs getting 7.5. And I like Denver. I like Denver to win. I like Denver to cover. So a playing game. I think these two teams played already. But Victor Wembanyama played in those games, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a quick look. Spurs coming off the victory. They didn't play the Spurs yet. I thought they did. But I like Denver. I like Denver to win. I like Denver to cover. I think missing Victor Wembanyama, having a couple of other players out, will come back to haunt the Spurs in this one, even though they did just win their last game at Portland. Where we at? Let me just see. Yeah, Aaron Gordon is still out. Victor Wembanyama, Castle. I like Denver to win and clean at home. They should. Next game up, we got the Phoenix Suns out on the road at OKC. And OKC should be getting back Jalen Williams. OKC is favored by 14.5. And I know they they beat every team by 1,000,000 points. But I like Phoenix for some reason. I like Phoenix with that 14.5. Know it's a cup game and all this other stuff. But Jalen coming back, the spread should be like 18.5. You're getting an elite all-star coming back into the folds. I'm sure he's going to be starting tonight. Sure he's going to, let everybody know that I'm still him. I'm that guy. I won the championship too. Might throw the rhythm off a little bit. On the other hand, Phoenix still missing some players. Jason Allen, he's a game time decision. Livers, game time decision. Hollenstein out, and yeah, I like Phoenix with the 14.5. We'll see how it plays out. I ain't pressed to go to the window with this. Next game up, we got the Sacramento Kings out on the road at Utah, and I like Utah at home. Utah is -2. I like Utah at home. I think they favored for a reason at home. They kind of get into a different type of bag. Sacramento, they're not really a good team. You're going to get some games with them, but I'm not a strong believer in them. I like Utah at home. Next game up, we got the LA Clippers at home hosting the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis getting 6.5, right? 6.5. And I like the Clippers. I think Kawhi and them, this is the third game back. So, players got to warm up a little bit. Let me just take a quick look. I know they lost to the Lakers their last game. And then before that, who they lost to. They've been losing. Lost to the Cavs, lost to the Lakers. Coming off an extended road trip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, even though they play at home in LA, that's still their house too. I think they could beat Memphis, the Grizzlies, and I think they could cover. So we're gonna roll with the Clippers. Last game of the night. Speaking of those LA Lakers, we got Luka Doncic going against his old team. LeBron is back now. They're giving Dallas 9.5. And I like Dallas. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I like Dallas. This is why. One, obviously, Luka is the best player on the court. Obviously, they should have never got traded him. That's that. LeBron, he's still going to have his moments and still beat King James throughout the season at moments. He is 40. No matter how good he looks in certain games, obviously he had neck and the back issue or back issue sciatica. Father Time is undefeated. We'll probably see it play out in the season. I'm sure they'll be strategic with him. But it's motivation for everybody. You got the Christies. Anthony Davis might come back tonight. Not putting too much stock into it. But when I look at RotoWire and I see who's going to be available for this game, only 2 players out for the Mavericks. Only Marcus Smart questionable. DeAndre Ayton is back. The Lakers, they don't really play a lot of defense for me. A lot of teams could score on them. I think Dallas come in and put a strong effort. I think Lakers will win, but I think Dallas will put a strong effort to try to get out of there with a win and spoil the Lakers the run that they've been on these last couple of games. With that being said, let's get to the theme music real quick.
Yeah. Great fire.
Winner, chicken, then the money line clicking. Those who do it daily, one-on-one optimism. Coupe all gray, got the fire badge lit up. Hit the back line in the air, throwing signals. Winner.
All right, guys. Here go the locks. Not from Yonkers, but the locks to get you and me the winner chicken dinners. It's 11 games, and I got 6 for you. I ain't even gonna hold you. These are the winners, guys. You can do what you want to do, but here go the winners. Going with Atlanta, going with Detroit, going with Indianapolis, the Pacers, going with Utah, going with the Clippers, and the play of the day is the Denver Nuggets. Once again, that's Atlanta, Detroit, Pacers, Utah, Clippers. Play of the day, Denver Nuggets. Let me know who you like. Let me know who you taking. Let me know what you think I'm bugging out at. Of course, I appreciate you for rocking with me. All I ask is that you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, etc. But like I said, for those that came late on the show, my last losing date was on November 16th. We had a winning day every day since, as far as all the games and the locks. Just ain't been doing that great on the play of the day, so take it for a grain of salt. And again, as I said, that's JaY shit. My shit is the locks, and we got a winning record with the locks. But y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. NBA Picking with Pop. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here. One more again. Yeah, kid. Let's get some money on this Black Friday. Ah.